Hooray, brakes. Ugh. Alright. I'm just going to go over all the fun issues that I've been having with this. So I did the uninformational brake video. Now, I'm going to put up the one where you would have watched me probably for 6 or 7 episodes, or whatever you want to call them, struggle frantically and mind-numbingly for hours on problems that most people don't seem to have. Maybe they do. I don't know. Anyway, so first time, as I mentioned, doing brakes, and not exactly my best experience ever. But with that being said, I just kind of wanted to go over some stuff that I'm having issues with for just anybody doing anything like this. First off, I cannot for the life of me get these wheel studs through here at all. This is the best one I've had so far, and it is just a fraction of a millimeter higher than this one, and still not where it needs to be, because this should not be moving. I've tried everything. I've put something here to wedge it, and went after it with my breaker bar. I've ruined 2 of these lug nuts. Sorry, Mustang, that's where they came from. That one was just to pound the lug studs out. I kind of knew that was going to happen. I'll buy some new ones again. That's not a big deal. But, yeah, that's pretty toast. Yeah, so I can't seem to get these to go in at all. Not far enough. And I've even tried my impact on them, which I've read some people don't recommend, just because those little, if you can see them, these little grooves down here. I guess you can strip those out. Use an impact? I don't know. I just figured if I did, I'd just buy new wheel studs. But even that, like I said, with an impact, that's as far as I got. And I think what I need is, you're supposed to use like a nut or something that's a little bit bigger, and just set it there, and then run your lug nuts down on it and just pull the wheel studs through. But I don't have a nut that is bigger than that, which I don't know, that sounded dirty for some reason. Yeah. Anyway, nuts. Big nuts. So it doesn't work. And actually what prompted me to do this was I decided to try doing it off of the truck. Oh shit, hold on. Let me get some light. Because as I was putting this together, you can see in there is the little spacer thing that I bought here that is supposed to sit in there, and then you have a C-clip that goes in there, which there's a little groove in there that it's supposed to sit on, and not on the splines, not in here, but behind the splines. And I had no clearance to get both those pieces in, so I thought, because of this, hold on, yeah, this thing moves. There's a little ridge, like I can fit my fingernails down in here, so it's not supposed to be doing that. I don't know why it's not shaking now like it was, but yeah, you're not supposed to, I don't think you're supposed to have that ridge. It's supposed to sit down in here flush. So I thought if I push this back, brought the rotor closer, oh, there we go. Aha. Yeah, it's not supposed to do that. So I thought if I brought the rotor closer, it might actually compress these two and then give me enough room to get that the little C-clamp in there. So I tried and tried. I had breaker bars upon breaker bars up against the cement over here, you know, basically holding these down while I tried to tighten these up, and I couldn't get them to budge. Basically all I was doing was destroying lug nuts like the ones that I showed you, and washers and all sorts of stuff that I tried. So that's where I'm at with those. I don't know if, obviously I don't do this very often. I did it on the SHO, and I used, you know, a lug nut and then a second one down here at the bottom, basically tightened two on, and I didn't have to brace anything. I just wound it in and they seated and it was fine. So no idea why this is being a hassle, but it is. So yeah, so I might have to pull that back off, and I don't know, maybe take like an impact, like an air hammer to the back of these and push them through, or what. Literally no idea. So that's an issue for me, along with the C-clamp. So I don't know, I'll have to talk to some people and try and figure that one out. Or if anybody has any ideas, let me know, because this video is probably, well, I'm shooting it on like the 18th of May, so I'll probably put it out in a couple weeks, so I may still be here. So like I said, if anybody has any comments, any ideas, just call me an idiot or whatever. I don't know, no idea. Oh, and torque wrenches are good for this. I finally found a use for this. If you watched my SHO video, I bought the wrong one, because this is, what is this, 1/2 inch, and I didn't need a 1/2 inch, so it was useless. But today I got to use it. We put the here comes some tech info finally. Let's hope you can see this. Okay, we'll take them over here. Not a lot of light. So these guys I had shown before. Okay, so you have the one that has a little dowel pin on it, which is right here. That one goes in at 50 foot-pounds. So there you go, 50 foot-pounds, and then they say to back it off 90 degrees once you get to 50. Or 68 Newton meters or whatever, if that makes more sense to you. So that goes in, back it off 90. Then you put this guy in, and you want to make sure that, obviously there's a little tooth here, which is going to sit in your spline. There's a little groove back here. That tooth needs to line up. Mine was on top. But you also need to have that dowel pin go into one of these holes. Make sure it sets there. Apparently that's important. And then this guy goes on afterwards. This is 160 to like 210 or 220 foot-pounds on there. And using my little special tool here, I managed to get it, but it was tough. I actually used my Mustang's tailpipe as as a breaker bar to get down there, or some leverage to get to 150. Pretty ingenious. That's what I've been doing my entire life, is using things that aren't meant for those type of situations, because my father is not mechanically inclined and has no tools. So I guess you just make do with what you got. Okay, so with that being said, the backs, the rear drums. Try to wipe my hand off here. Okay. I'm trying to set this thing down. Like I said, I don't have a tripod, so this is kind of a pain in the butt. But let's find a spot. Maybe. This is gonna fall. Okay. I still don't know if this is correct. Let me get some more light. God, this shed is just the darkest place. Literally have three math, 3 lights. I need like shop lights and all sorts of fun stuff in here, but whatever. First world problems. So I don't think that spring's supposed to be bent like that. I think it's supposed to be straight through. I can't remember if I mentioned in the last video that there's a pin that goes in behind there that basically snaps together over this little hat here. You spin that and it basically goes to a point where it can't move. I don't think it's supposed to look like that. Crap. Fix this. There. I don't think it's supposed to look like that. But there doesn't seem to be a lot of play, or doesn't seem to be a lot of resistance when I spin the drum around it, so I might just go with it. And then if it blows up when I'm driving, then I'll try to do better the second time I do brakes. But anyway, that's just kind of my issues so far. These were a pain. Like it's really nice. I know people can do this, you know, probably in their sleep, but it's really nice to have like somebody holding the shoe on while you push down on this and then try and spin that. Otherwise, this wants to fall. This one wants to fall, and it's just kind of hard, like trying to hold the pin in behind it, hold this, and then push down on that. You know, everything in here is spring loaded, so it's just, you know, it is what it is. It's a great adventure. So, I don't know how many of you guys have done this for the first time and had issues, or maybe it went well for you and you had no problems, but thought I'd go over my issues, just stuff I'm dealing with right now. So yeah, if anybody has any ideas, feel free to let me know ways to make things easier. I've watched YouTube videos on it and I'm still here, still struggling. Yes, car repair. Alright, I'll close it up with that. Good luck to any of you that are doing this. I wish you all the best. But I'm hoping I don't have to do it again for a long time. Although I do have to do the drums on the Mustang. And probably the front too, so. Good stuff. Alright, boys and girls. I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.